Okay, so today I wanted to talk about something interesting, something that is a little bit uncomfortable to get into. I think this is an important thing to address. So I think a lot of the things when it comes to nofap and stuff, it's important to bring these things into perspective, uh, and uh, and so I'm going to bring this up. There is I don't know. I guess you could say it's almost like a substitute for lust. As weird as it might sound, but it's not really a substitute for lust. There's like Swami, for example, Sivananda. He talks about how it helps that while you're abstaining to not, I guess you could say, uh, don't involve yourself too obsessively with the opposite sex. And this, I hate myself. This I've had this problem that when I would go to bed, basically, I got this pillow. Right? Do you see where I'm going with this? It's a body pillow that I use when I go to bed, and in some sense, it makes sense because it kind of helps me, if you know what I mean. And I kind of try to go to sleep with the pillow, and sometimes I have certain fantasies, right? That might be a little more than a pillow, and basically, I've been practicing as good as I could this abstaining for lust thing, except for this one part, which is sort of like it doesn't say anything about you know this is just my brain talking, not my common sense. But right, there's nothing that on nofap against cuddling or against fantasizing about LOVE, which is somewhat of a bastardized word in the West, right? Everybody, they got this really sappy sort of understanding, and I fall into these. I guess you could say every once in a while I fall into these romantic fantasies, I suppose you could call them. And the reason why I bring this up is because I was wondering, is this a good idea to be doing during nofap? Because on one hand, I can see how that might release the tension, right? If you're kind of being, mentally needy about the sexual desire, but at the same time, it kind of gives me more of a desire where I normally wouldn't want to think about lustful things. It's one of those things where I think it gives me sexual neediness, is the crazy thing about it. And it's really bizarre that I'm bringing this up because it's kind of uncomfortable to talk about. But these feelings and stuff, I just wonder, because the Swami says you have to avoid passion. Is passion really just lust? Or is it actually also like compassion? Is it possible that you can really go to sleep? Let's just say with your arms around a woman and have a really tight relationship and not get a boner. To be honest with you, like, and this is coming from somebody that doesn't actually have a girlfriend, but I mean, I would hug the pillow and I'd just completely try to avoid all lustful thinking. And I'd be there and I'd be sitting with it. And I'd have my arms around the pillow, sort of daydreaming a little bit. And I got it anyway. The boner, the urge to go into that next step. So, I was thinking maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, I've been sleeping with this thing for a while though, because it kind of helps me. It kind of gives me something to lean on, right? Without it turning into the "Lean on Me" song. And I've just been wondering, maybe this isn't good. Because maybe this sort of neediness, right? Not even for sex, but just for love, right? Maybe that is a problem, right? Because, and I'm not trying to attack love. It's just that this really neediness, honestly, I think that it turns into lust, even if you don't intend for it to turn into lust. And and I mean, you are imagining body parts. I mean, let's be honest, you're doing it. I mean, if you're sitting there doing that, right, is quote unquote loving every quote unquote part of a woman, divinely, quote unquote, while at the same time having all this super hot passion, quote unquote, and thinking that that's not going to have any effect on your streak. I just don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what to do instead of that, but at the same time, I've been experiencing this lately. And I honestly think that if I stopped doing this one thing, fantasizing about the female body and focusing too much on not real love, right, but quote unquote love, right, like neediness. I think that if I didn't do that, you would be looking at a very different James Worley. A very different James Worley. One that Bryony might not want to bitch about. Like, I would look that drastically different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's 2000 hours or 8 o'clock or something like that. Have a good day. And don't meditate on my divine pronoun, because you'll go nuts.